Hello, and a warm welcome to our weekly show, Love Athletics. In this program, we bring you the latest highlights from our sport with expert input from different continental areas. Let's take a look at what's been happening over the last 4 weeks, an exceptionally long time, as I was working in tennis all of November and was unable to record during the Davis Cup finals. Lots have been happening in this time. Let's start with road races. Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo, Olympic medalist and world half marathon champion, set the world record in the Lisbon half marathon on Sunday, 21st November in 57:31, finishing over 2 minutes ahead of the next athletes. And the top 9 finishers all ran in under 1 hour. Ethiopian Tsehai Gemechu won the women's race in 66:06. In the Abu Dhabi Marathon on 26 November, victory went to pre-race favorite Kenyan Titus Eriku, who holds the world lead with his PB of 2 hours 02:57 set in Milano in April. Eriku clocked 2:06:13 to beat Tanzanian Alphonse Simbu, 2:07:50 PB, and compatriot and defending champion Ruben Kipyego in 2:08:25. Abel Kirui, the two-time world marathon champion, was fourth in 2:08:46. In the women's race, Judith Jeptum made it a Kenyan double, winning in 2:22:30 to improve her PB by more than 4 minutes. And 2 other Kenyans completed the podium. Eunice Chumba was second in 2:26:01, and Immaculate Chemutai was third in 2:28:30. Now, sad news for Fukuoka International Marathon, which closed after 75 years. The final edition took place on the 5th of December. Japan-based Kenyan Michael Gitae won in 2:07:51 from Kohei Hoyosha, 2:16, and fellow Kenyan James Rungaru, 2:25. The top 8 finishers all broke the 2:10 barrier. The Valencia Marathon was also run on the 5th of December. In a windy day, 2:19 Boston and Chicago winner Lawrence Cherono took victory in 2 hours 05:12 over Ethiopia's Chalu Desu, 2:05:16, and compatriot Philemon Kacheran, 2:05:19. 3 times world marathon champion Jeffrey Kamworor was fourth in 2:05:23, smashing his 2012 PB in his first marathon since breaking his leg when he was hit by a speeding motorbike last year. The top 7 finishers all broke 2 hours 06 despite the wind, and the top 24 finishers all broke the 2 hours 10 barrier. The women's race saw Kenya's Nancy Jelagat, at age 35, slashing 14 minutes off her PB to win in 2 hours 19:30. Jelagat just capped a very successful year, which saw her improve her PBs from 10,000 meters to the marathon and place second in the Berlin half in August. An unheralded trio trussed the podium, as the Kenyan was followed by Ethiopian debutants Etagene Voldu and Beyene Degefa, who clocked 2:20:16 and 2:23:04 respectively. 25-year-old Etagene Voldu, after a promising under-20 career and a very good 2:18 season at 10K and half marathon, returned to top form after 2 injury-plagued years. So we'll be doing a special protagonist behind-the-scenes show about Valencia, the city of running, in early 2022. But today, in addition to discussing elite marathon races, I wanted to tell you another Valencia story about one of the almost 19,000 runners taking part in the mass race, Colette Laubert from Dunkirk in the north of France. Colette had registered for the 2020 edition with her friend and training partner, Nathalie. And when the mass race had to be cancelled last year due to the pandemic, they decided to accept the organizers' offer to compete instead in 2021. Coco and Nathalie had competed together in several marathons, including New York in 2017 and Athens in 2019. Nathalie was the more experienced runner, having already completed 12 marathons, while Valencia was Colette's fifth. While the friends trained together, they each ran at their own pace. As Colette wrote to me after the race, she was fine until the 34th kilometer, then she ran out of steam. But she was able to finish the race when a Spanish gentleman started running alongside her, walking with her when she needed a break, running with her when she started again. Thanks to him, she was able to complete the marathon, and as a way of expressing her thanks, she took his hand in the last 50 meters, so they crossed the line together. This story to me is a perfect illustration of one of the most beautiful things about running, on top of the wonderful feeling of running per se, which is the camaraderie and solidarity often found among runners. We will look at more stories from the elite and mass race in the upcoming show dedicated to Valencia City of Running. But now let's get back to events of the past week. Top road racing continued on the 12th of December with a Bahrain night half marathon. Berlin Marathon winner Goitatom Ghebreselassie won the women's race in a PB of 1:05:36 ahead of Olympic 10,000 meter silver medalist Kalkidan Gezaheny, making her debut at the distance in 1:05:47, and Kenyan Sheila Kiprotich in 1:07:01. Kenyans trusted the men's podium, with Philemon Kiplino first in 1:00:01, ahead of Collins Koros, also 1:00:01, and Matthew Kimeli, 1:00:04. Now moving to track events, the highlights came from age category championships. The Arab Youth Championships were held in Rades, Tunisia on 25 to 28 November. Egypt topped the medal table with 9 gold, 9 silver, and 5 bronze medals, ahead of Morocco and Tunisia, confirming their roles as regional powerhouses. 13 countries won at least one medal. At the Pan American Under-23 Games in Cali, Colombia, athletics events took place from 30 November to 4 December, with more than 400 athletes from 30 countries. Let's listen to the report from Colombian journalist Julio César Sandoval.
Hola, soy Julio César Sandoval, periodista deportivo colombiano, director de la revista runningcolombia.com. Este año se cerró para nuestro país con los Juegos Panamericanos de la Juventud que se llevaron a cabo en la ciudad de Cali, al sur de Colombia. En cuanto a la tabla general de medallería, hay que decir que Brasil se coronó campeón con 59 medallas de oro, 49 de plata y 55 de bronce. Colombia fue segundo en un sorprendente resultado con 48 oros, 34 platas y 63 bronces. Estados Unidos se quedó en el tercer lugar con 47 oros, México en el cuarto con 46 y el top 5 lo cerró Cuba con 29 medallas de oro. Es importante destacar en la tabla de medallería que por lo menos 19 países obtuvieron al menos una medalla de oro de los 41 países participantes y 28 países obtuvieron por lo menos una medalla de bronce. En cuanto al atletismo, Brasil también fue el gran dominador con 10 medallas de oro. Sorprendentemente, Ecuador igualó con medallas de oro con Cuba con 9, México fue cuarto con 4 y cerró ese top 5 Colombia con 2 medallas de oro. Y en cuanto a los resultados individuales, es importante destacar a la brasileña Cheyenne Pereira da Silva, ganadora de 3 oros. Venció ella en los 400 metros con vallas, en el relevo 4x400 de las damas y en el relevo también 4x400 mixto. Por Ecuador se destacaron 2 atletas también con 2 medallas de oro. Una, Anaí Suárez, la campeona olímpica de la juventud, y también Anderson Manríquez. Anderson ganó los 200 metros y en el relevo 4x400. Y Anaí Suárez venció en los 100 y los 200 metros, además de ganar también una medalla de bronce en el equipo de relevo. Y por Colombia es importante destacar la actuación de Natalia Linares. Ella obtuvo la medalla de bronce en los 100 metros planos, la medalla de plata en el salto largo y la medalla de oro con el relevo 4x100 de las mujeres, que además impuso récord sudamericano con una marca de 43.59, con el que acabaron con la marca que tenía el equipo de Brasil desde el 2007. Esto es un gran resumen de lo que tiene que ver con el atletismo colombiano. Importante que esta camada de nuevos jóvenes atletas serán la base para los diferentes países del área panamericana rumbo a los Juegos Olímpicos de París 2024.
As Julio has pointed out, Brazil, Cuba, and Ecuador occupied the top 3 spots in the athletics medal table, followed by Mexico and Colombia. Outstanding athletes included Brazil's Cheyenne Pereira da Silva in the 400-meter hurdles and the two relays, the 4x4 and the mixed relay. Gabriela Anaí Suárez of Ecuador took the sprint double with and emotionally dedicated her success to her former training partner, Alex Quiñones. Host Colombia shone among other successes in the women's 4x100 meter relay, setting the area record to beat Brazil, who had held that record since 2007, and Ecuador. But the athlete who won the most medals in Cali across all sport was Mexico's 20-year-old Anaí Alvarez. A week after excelling in triathlon with the individual gold and silver in the mixed relay, Alvarez moved to the athletics stadium, where she dominated the 1,500 meters, outclassing her rivals, before an even more impressive display for another gold at 5,000 meters. And finally, let's take a look at what's been happening cross-country. World Cross Country Tour gold events were held in Spain, in Sevilla, the Italica Cross on the 21st of November, and in Alcobendas a week later on the 28th. Kenyan athletes dominated the women's race in Sevilla, with steeplechaser Nora Geruto leading compatriots Margaret Chelimo and Beatrice Chebet. Among the men, Burundi's Rodrigue Quizera continued a very successful season, notching up another victory, this time over Ethiopian's Tadesse Worko and Nibret Melak. In Alcobendas the following week, Rodrigue Quizera once again crossed the line first, but was successfully disqualified for wearing a commercial vest instead of the vest of his club. Victory went to Spaniard Abdesamad Helfen over compatriot Carlos Mayo and Uganda's Thomas Ayeko. In the women's race, Eritrean Dolshi Tesfu defeated Kenyan Lucy Mawia and Ethiopia's Likina Amebao. But the big one was the European Cross-Country Championships in Dublin on 12th December. 1,500-meter Olympic champion Jakob Ingebrigtsen, the youngest competitor in the senior race by 2 years, went straight from 4 under-20 titles to senior champion, taking gold over Turkey's 2-time champion Aras Kaya and France's Jimmy Gressier, the 3-time European under-23 champion. Gressier and 4th-placed Hugo Hay led the French team to win their 6th successive team gold, after taking under-20 titles in 2015 and 2016, and the under-23 titles in 2017, 2018, and 2019. And Norway scored an unprecedented gold when the women's senior title was taken by Caroline Grövdal, who finally struck gold after 4 bronze medals and a silver in the last edition of 2019. Sweden's Meraf Bahta and Germany's Alina Reh, who has struggled with injuries for most of this year, completed the podium, while 4-time champion Yasemin Can of Turkey faded to 14th. Fionnuala McCormick of Ireland, the 2:11 and 2:12 champion, registered a record 17th appearance to finish a very honourable 9th just 1 week after placing an excellent 5th in the Valencia Marathon in a lifetime best of 2:23.58, the third best European mark in 2021. In the women's under-23 race, Italy's Nadia Battocletti took her third consecutive gold after twice winning the under-20 race, with Slovenia's Clara Lukan and Portugal's Ana Machado finishing behind her in the same order as in their under-20 race in 2019. Britons won 2 individual titles and 3 team golds to top the medal table ahead of Norway and Italy. Charles Hicks won the under-23 men's race, while Megan Keith took the women's under-20. Team titles came in the mixed relay, women's senior race, and the men's under-20. Individual titles were completed by an excellent performance by 17-year-old Dane Axel Wang Christiansen in the men's under-20 race. And first medals, both bronze, came for Luxembourg in the men's under-23 race with Ruben Keranjean, and Israel in the men's under-20 race with a team including many Ali runners athletes. The athlete refugee team also performed well in Dublin in their first participation in the European Cross-Country Championships, earning 10th spot in the senior team standings ahead of countries like Italy and Denmark. In particular, Jamal Abdelmaji Eza Mohamed placed an excellent 31st ahead of some great names of European running, with fellow Olympian Tahlowini Gerbidiesos also shining. Fouadid Bafdil, Othman Naid Hamou, and Jamal Ismail Gabri Arabi completed the team. So finally, let's take a look at the Athlete of the Year awards, which were announced on the 1st of December. Jamaica's Elaine Thompson-Hera, who completed the double-double, retaining her 100 and 200-meter crowns at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and who clocked an impressive 10:54 shortly after that in the Diamond League meeting in Eugene, took the women's award. Karsten Warholm was crowned among the men, having already won Rising Star in 2017. The Norwegian not only extended his winning streak over the 400 hurdles to 3 years, but set 2 world records this season, including an amazing 45.94 in Tokyo. The 2021 Rising Stars were both from the US. Athing Mu took the women's award, having won the 800 meters and anchoring a star-studded US 4x4 relay team to another gold. The male winner, 27-year-old Erriyon Knighton, broke a series of age records belonging to none other than the great Usain Bolt. So not only the under-18 bests at 100 and 200, but also the under-20 200-meter record before placing an excellent 4th over 200 meters at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. The Inspirational Award went to Mutaz Barchim and Gianmarco Tamberi for sharing the high jump gold after similar paths back to the top following potentially career-ending injuries, an act of friendship which has been saluted as emblematic of the true Olympic spirit by journalists and fans around the globe. So this concludes our overview of the last few weeks. And let's now recap what's coming up on the calendar as we reach the end of our show. Top events in the next weeks include the World Cross Country Tour Gold event, as the tour resumes in Venta de Baños, Spain on the 19th of December, before the series continues in the new year with the Campaccio Cross in San Giorgio sul Legnano, Italy on the 6th of January, and then El Goibar in Spain on 9 January. On the roads, traditional St. Sylvester races are scheduled on the 31st December in many cities around the world, including Madrid, Sao Paulo, and Bolzano, Italy, the latter with the world 5,000 meter champion Mukhtar Idris. So we're now at the end of our show. Thank you all for watching, and we will resume our analysis of athletics events in the new year, but we have some special shows lined up for you during the holiday season. So see you next week on Love Athletics.